Welcome to The Clean Truth, where we like to call bullshit on the status quo. Welcome back to another episode of The Clean Truth. I'm Don, I'm your host. Silver Fox is back.
Appreciate it.
I like how you took the hat off so
Yeah,
you can
makes
see
people
the
know.
hair. We were just joking, today's sponsor is Reign Energy Drinks.
Cheers.
Not really, we don't have fucking sponsors, but these things are damn good and we're all three drinking one, so
See
thought
how it goes.
we'd sound, I bet it sounds cool to say that we're sponsored by Reign, wouldn't it? How cool would that be? Anybody got their number? We can call them.
Good taste. Good taste.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I like Bang better or these things.
The flavor profile is pretty nice.
This Melon Mania is pretty damn good.
We're not in
Anyway.
the energy drink business per se, so we can do some energy drink reviews.
Yeah. We should. That'd be a good idea. Good idea. We should do more product reviews.
We should get Yvonne in on that and see. See
God,
how
we'd be
far
in a-
she'd be bouncing off the walls.
Oh, I thought you meant on the product review. We'd be in
Oh,
a
yeah.
lawsuit in 10 seconds.
Very true.
She doesn't have a
She'd-
filter.
She'd rip everybody.
It is the clean truth, though, so fuck it. Who cares? Topic today. We'll call this one Civil War. And I'll get into that later, but serious note, I want to give everybody a little update on the COVID-19 update on the brand and how we're all doing. You know, I get messages on social media all the time. People text me, how's the business doing? How are the franchisees doing? How are the stores doing? And I'll answer that on here. We're doing very well considering the state of the rest of the restaurant industry, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very blessed for that. I know our franchisees feel the exact same way. They feel very grateful to be doing what they're doing, and we're, again, just beyond blessed to have the model that we have that is more of a grab-and-go, curbside, prepackaged meal business that is sustainable through this.
Oh yeah.
So I hope that answers everybody's questions. Yes, we're down. Our sales aren't where they normally are, but in comparison, I mean, I'm just very grateful. I won't disclose any numbers or anything like that, but I know what a lot of these other local businesses and these other local restaurant guys are doing because I know a lot of them. You know some. We know some together, and I just feel terrible, man. It's bad. I don't really know numbers-wise how they're doing, but,
Right.
you know, guys like Bob here at Saltworks
Yeah, it's hard to drive by and see.
with nobody there, I mean, that,
Yeah,
I don't know.
completely different.
And then just some of our favorite spots that we go to all the time, just to know what kind of concept it is and know that nobody's going there because they can't.
There's
They
no
can't.
lights
They-
on even.
I don't
Wow.
know. I think it's pretty cool. You know, even the ad that you sent me a minute ago with King Neptune's here in Riceville Beach.
Yeah.
They're doing Taco Tuesday fajitas and 2 beers with a koozie for $10.
I feel like the beach is starting to like kind of band together, and they're
Yeah.
coming up with some really good ideas. So, no, it's good. I think our community of Wilmington as a whole has really done really well, and I think that shows from like the numbers of, things that are popping up.
Fajitas, 2 beers
And a
And a
koozie.
koozie.
And a koozie.
for $10.
So I think you strategically drink the beer that doesn't have the koozie while you're waiting for your food, and then on your walk home or on your ride home, being responsible, obviously, you have that koozie.
Well, I could walk there.
Correct. You have that koozie to insulate. It's a freaking hell of a deal.
Dude, listen, my wife is in Salt Lake City. I'm home by myself tonight.
Mm.
If you don't think I'm going to King Neptune's and getting me some fajitas after we train later, you're high, sucker.
Love it.
King Neptune's, I am on my way, man.
Shout out to King Neptune's. Shout out to Reign Energy Drinks.
Yeah.
Lots of shout outs today.
We're doing product reviews. Maybe we ought to just switch the topic and do product reviews.
Food and
today.
products.
How are we doing personally? Our jobs really haven't changed. I mean, we're here every day to support the franchisees in our company, and it's slower for sure. I mean, I come into the office every day, and I've got a small list of items that I take care of every day. You guys have a small list of items you take care of every day. But not being able to throw that hammer down and go full throttle and support even the new guys that we have in our pipeline that haven't opened yet,
Yep.
it sucks, man.
No doubt. They're chomping at the bit.
I feel like a Ferrari on a racetrack in first gear that can't fucking shift to go faster.
Yeah, I mean, we had the Discovery Day a few weeks ago, trying to meet some new potential franchisees. So, I mean, we're still moving forward with, like you said, positive things happening. And I think all of our people will come out on the right side at the end of this.
Yeah. All right, let's dive into this, man. So I wanted to do this episode because last week I put a story up on my Instagram. And the reason that I did it was because I saw a half a dozen people, man, posting stories and explaining the importance of censorship and the way that they feel about how social media platforms are censoring the content that goes on, which I completely 1,000% agree with them. I think it's been happening a whole lot fucking longer, so it's no surprise to me. I don't like it any more than they do, but I think the problem goes deeper than that. And I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about it as we were working out, which I'm like, I don't know if anybody else does this. Most people clear their mind when they train.
Your mind
Mine
just goes
races
crazy?
like a racetrack, and I do my best thinking in two places, the gym and the toilet.
Nice.
So I was thinking about this, and it's my opinion. Now, these are strictly my opinions. I feel like the country is segregated into four separate groups. Obviously, you have your left-wing Democrats who, whatever, they have their own beliefs. I agree with some of them, not all of them. And then you have your really, really conservative right-wing Republicans,
Right.
right? And then I feel like you got people in between, and for lack of a better term, I'm going to label them independent patriots. And what I mean by that is, I think that they are like me. They have viewpoints on both sides of the political parties, but most of all, they believe in liberty, rights of freedoms, and things like that. And then you have the fourth group, which are just sheep. These guys will just sit at home. They won't say shit. They won't post nothing to social media. And whatever fits their agenda for the day, that's the direction they're going to go in.
I like it. That's definitely the case.
I mean, am I right or am I right?
No, you're 100% right, and you could probably like think to yourself like, yeah, I probably got some friends that are like that, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you just like they just kind of go to that beat of their own drum when it comes to that.
I mean, if I had to put a 100% opinion on this whole situation and where it's gone to now, you have everybody's out there saying open your business, that they don't have a right to shut your business down. Is that really true? I don't know. Do you know?
I don't think there's a
Most
right,
people don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer.
They're
I
out there
mean,
saying this shit all over social media. Now, look, I agree with them. I don't think that. Do I think they have the right to shut them down? Yes, legally. Now that I'm educated on it, I think they do. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not.
Right.
Like, I'm all for speaking up. This is where it comes back to the whole censorship thing and speaking your mind and telling it how it is. Like the police officer from Washington that got fired. Have you seen this?
No.
There was a police officer from Washington State, and he put a viral video out the other day. I want to say it was Wednesday, that he was saying that he wasn't going to enforce the governor's laws on these businesses. He didn't think it was right. And he believed in that. Do I agree with him? Yeah. I agree with his mentality behind it.
Right.
Does he have the legal right to do that? I don't know. It's up to him. Nobody else has the right or anything like that to tell him not to. That's his choice.
Correct.
So he chose not to, and he got fired. They fired him for it. So now everybody was like, you can see people on social media, the Facebook lawyers are going, file a lawsuit, file a
Right.
lawsuit, file a lawsuit. Well, I kept seeing all of this, and then I kept seeing, there was a gym here in town. The guy opened up, just said, fuck it, I'm going to open.
Right.
There was another gym in California that I happen to know who the guy was. He was a former bodybuilder involved in that scene. He opened his gym. They arrested him yesterday.
Wow.
Took him to jail. Again, everybody's on social media. Sue him. Here comes a lawsuit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I don't really know because I've been too busy trying to run our company.
Right.
And I try to stay out of all the political bullshit. I never get involved in that because, one, quite frankly, I don't care. But two, now that it's starting to turn the table a little bit, or starting to take a path of okay, you need to start paying attention to what the fuck's going on because now it's getting real.
Right.
Up to this point, that was a light for me. I'm like, okay, now I better pay attention to this. This was a couple weeks ago when this happened. When it dawned on me, I'm like, I'm going to start paying attention to
Get
this
a little
shit.
more educated.
Yeah. And so, of course, I asked our attorney. I asked a couple other attorneys because I wanted to know. I'm like, okay, if I decided to say, screw it, tomorrow I'm opening my restaurant, I'm opening the dining room, would I be literally breaking the law? And the answer was yes.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Like, there is literally absolutely nothing in the Constitution that says you have the right to do business. There isn't. But there absolutely is something in the Constitution that says the government has the right to basically do things to keep the people of the country from getting sick or to protect the people.
For sure.
Is there gray areas in there? Absolutely. Which is probably where some of these internet attorneys are getting all this shit from.
Right.
It's such a fucking gray area. And I think the opinion of that would vary from lawyer to lawyer. You could ask this lawyer, are they breaking the Constitution?
Or from business to business.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I agree with it? No, I don't. I think it's gone way too far. I think both political parties are taking this way too fucking far. And I think I think they're using it as there's an agenda behind it now.
Very true.
Did it start out that way? I don't know. You don't know. We could speculate.
Right, and I think that's a lot of who has the correct information or who has enough information. I think everybody's trying to get educated, trying to catch up on what's going on. There's a lot of things happening and shaking out, but do you truly know enough information?
I don't know.
That's why it's hard. That's why it's hard for people to argue what is right and wrong, because every time somebody says something, somebody wants to say, well, that's not true. And then when you don't say something, you're like, well, do I even know what is going on? I think it's so hard right now to know the truth.
That was one of my biggest reasons for reaching out to our attorney, because he's a really good friend of mine too.
Right.
And I knew I could ask him an educational question, and he's always been really good with me about, and to be honest with you, I don't know how many people, not too many people know him, I shouldn't say that, but you know him. We have two different political views.
Yeah.
Like, Sam and I are very different. Somewhat. Socially, we're not, but, our political views are a little different. But he never holds that back from me. Like, he'll tell me, legitimately what the law is every time I ask him something or try to learn something like that. And that's what I asked him. I said, all these businesses that are, trying to file these lawsuits or said that they have filed them. And he goes, they're going to lose. They're going to lose horribly. And they're going to lose a lot of money. Now, is it a principle to do it? I agree with their principle.
Right.
I think they should. Screw it. I don't agree with it. But the law is the law. You can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't change
You don't have to like it. But it is what it is. I don't know. I just... Anyway. The reason that I was calling this Civil War, though, is I was thinking all of this shit, and then I'm thinking, have you ever thought of how realistically close that we could be to another Civil War? And then what the hell would you do if it happened?
What side do you choose? How do you know what side you're going to be put on?
Yeah, side or whatever. That would be, it would be very different than the first one.
Yep.
If you think about it, no, I'm being serious. Think about it. If you go on social media right now, somebody puts something up about Trump, how many negative comments you think are going to follow that in 10 seconds?
Right.
It's ridiculous. Whether I agree with it or not, or vice versa. Somebody puts something up about, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example really quick. Just use COVID for an example. Somebody puts something up that is supporting the stay-at-home orders.
Right. And then you get blasted for it.
9 times out of 10, it's just an observation. I don't really give a shit. But 9 times out of 10, they hate Trump.
Yep.
They're not a Trump supporter. So, it's insane. The tension between those 4 separate groups of people that I mentioned in the beginning is it's high.
Oh, for sure.
It's very fucking high.
For sure. And I think it's definitely prevalent when you like wrap it all back into like these small business owners. You know what I mean? It's just so much emotion is tied into this, you know, like their livelihood and their business that they've put years of hard work into. And
I don't blame them.
yeah,
I absolutely do
emotional.
not blame them.
For
I'm
sure.
on their side. I'm just making observations and I'm trying to educate myself through this. And these are the things that I think about all the time. I don't know, it just helps me to talk about it out loud, but you see this shit and then you think, okay, well, we're about to have another election. Now, realistically, I'm talking realistically, do you really think that a Democratic president is going to get elected this year? I highly doubt it. Do I care? No. If a Democratic president wins the presidency, I'll support him.
Right.
Have no choice. I'm an American. Will I like it? I don't know. Depends on who he is. If it's Joe Biden, who knows? All I know is Joe doesn't really know where he's at half the time, so who knows? You know what I mean? But I mean, okay, think about it. If Trump gets elected in November, you're going to have, I'm shooting from the hip here, 49% of the country is going to be really fucking pissed. And you're going to see a lot of crazy shit happen.
Yeah.
A lot more than what you saw last time.
But I can see that even, you don't think maybe it's even changing a little bit? Maybe even more towards him?
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
More than
But there's still that small amount of people that would literally cut their dog's throat than to see.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's 49% or if it's 20%, like not in favor of him. There's still going to be people that are loud and aggressive and have an agenda against it. And that's the sad thing about it. You know, like I think you and I have like really come to terms with like what the situation is right now, from work to family to fellowship and everything like that. Like we've made it is what it is. We've gotten outside more, we've done more activities, we've taken advantage of the time while still working, which I know there's a lot of people that wish they were working. We're lucky enough to be doing that, but I just feel like too many people are taking it in a direction where they're not taking it for what it is. You know what I mean? They're not enjoying the time, or if the time is not enjoyable because you're not working, they're not finding ways, like you said a few weeks ago, like how can you come out of this with a hustle? How come you come out of this with like a side business or learn a new skill? I think there's too many people that are maybe complaining as opposed to doing that thing, which is the sad thing. But
I have said that a couple times.
Yeah.
And for one, to back what you're saying, that situation is sad.
yeah,
It's sad that you can't have a conversation about this shit anymore without fear of pissing someone off.
Very
It's
true.
ridiculous. It just all circles back to what I said in the beginning. The whole censorship thing and the whole, having to watch what you say out of fear of pissing someone off is sad.
yeah,
It's really sad. Like, if you had liberal views on your life, I wouldn't give two fucks. I wouldn't care.
right,
I don't give a shit. We'll go have a drink of beer the same way we always have.
yeah,
But I feel like we're getting further and farther apart from that, and it irritates the shit out of me when I think about it. But you're right. And getting back to what you said that I said about the side hustle thing
yeah,
coming out of this, as much as I did say that, and as much as I believe in it, and I agree, if I think that people should be spending this time on themselves,
right,
figuring out how to make use of this time. Even if you don't, it's okay. There's a lot of people that just want a break, dude.
yeah,
So to sit there and say that you absolutely should come out with a side hustle or a new talent, that ain't always the case, man.
right.
What about the people that
Side hustle could be like just the emotional standpoint for a lot of people. Yeah.
I don't know. I need a drink of my rain here.
Get you fired up. I love it.
What's the next product review we need to review?
We
should bring that.
baseball hats.
Baseball hats.
Like, is it a trucker? Is it a ball cap? Is it a low
Ooh.
low pocket?
I think
shallow pocket. Is it a fancy dry fit?
I can't wear the hats like Scott's got on
Like
with
Scott
the little
has?
claspy thing.
Scott's got good style though. We can't knock his style.
All right, back. We're getting sidetracked here. So at the end of the day, I think that my message to everybody should be, don't be afraid to believe what you believe and say what you want to say. You know, that was the point of my post on my Instagram thing, was the beauty of that flag that hangs in my garage means you have the right to do that.
Correct.
Is it sickening and disgusting and sad that social media is doing what they're doing by blocking people's content and screening? Yes, it is. But are you really shocked?
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's social media.
For sure.
I mean, I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but I mean, it's not shocking to me. It continues to shock me, though, when you can't sit in a room with somebody with opposing views on life or whatever without hating them.
Yeah.
Or even seeing it on social media, man. I mean, do you really feel that compelled to take 5 seconds and burn it out of your life to make a stupid-ass comment on somebody's post that you don't agree with? Your thumb can just go like this.
When it gets to anger, yeah, that's where I kind of lose it. I'm like, doesn't need to resort to that. Like, have a difference in opinion, like you said.
What do you? Which one of the four do you fall in? You think? It's okay.
I mean, I think I'm definitely more towards the right, because I think that's just the way I lean and the way I feel. I can't sit still. You know me. So being that sheep is not me 100%. Being that middle, that left or right, like you said, kind of in the middle person, don't think that could be me either. Like you need the
structure.
I need the structure. I'm a structural person, and I'm trying to come out with a side hustle. I'm trying to come out improving something, family, house, personal in some way. Like, so I think I'm more sort towards the right, and it's not because I'm so educated on like the right side of like those beliefs and everything like that. By no means am I. My wife is 1,000 times more educated in politics than I am. We all know that. She'll get fired up.
That's who I should have had on here.
Yeah, you should.
She should. No, actually, that's a bad idea. Never mind.
But I think that's just the side that I lean towards, just because of who I am. Not so much as like you said, like just because I think it's politics. Politics, I got to choose one or the other side. I think that's just the type of person I am, and I can listen to people talk politics all day long, and be calm, cool, and collective, and not get mad at people.
I can
man.
too.
Like,
I just choose not to because it's impossible to do that anymore.
For sure. Like, I'm okay just talking about it and not getting angry. I think the people that get angry and like don't want to hang out with their friends because they have a different view, that's what drives me crazy. So
that's what I think that if everybody got back to trying to choose, how do I want to say this? So if you had to recognize or vote on one side of the aisle or the other one, people get away from choosing what's important to them and what it means to them instead of a popular opinion.
Good point.
You know what I mean? Like, I just ask you which one of those you identified more with, or that.
Yeah.
I don't even care about a politically correct term, but for me, I'm right in the middle. I am. I mean, I always have been, and I don't think I've ever really identified or believed in all of the beliefs from both sides. If you ask me, who am I? Well, I'm very socially liberal. I don't really give a shit what you do. You want to be gay, be gay.
Yeah.
You want to be whatever. I don't really care.
Good point.
As long as you're not hurting me, my friends, and my family, I don't care. It's not going to affect me.
Right.
I'm very fiscally conservative, and I'm 1,000% I believe in capitalism.
Yep.
I just do. And here's why. Because I came from nothing. I was in a union. Well, everybody knows unions are very heavily Democratic backed. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the whole thing why, but do your own research. You'll figure it out. So I did, years ago in my early 20s, I voted Democratic.
Right. Because
it was important to me. That's what my career was based on, was those unions. But after getting out of that and getting into, entrepreneurship and starting your own businesses and things like that, one thing that aggravates me, and it's a really huge pet peeve, and this, we could go down a rabbit hole, so I won't, but is when I hear somebody say that the rich should pay more taxes.
Yeah, I knew you were going there.
That makes me seriously want to run at a car that's going 100 miles an hour and jump through the windshield. It drives me fucking crazy because those people, I'll use big companies, Apple, Amazon, billion dollar companies. Amazon's probably a bad example. That's a little sore subject for millions of people, but big billion dollar companies, they started out with one dude.
Right.
They started out small, just like every other one. So what I'm asking somebody to think about is, if I gave you $1,000 to go start any business you wanted to, $1,000, and you grew that into a 7-figure company, and then some other person down the block said, you're a millionaire now, you should have to pay more taxes. You're telling me that wouldn't piss you off?
Oh, yeah.
The problem is those people that are saying that don't have the balls to do what those bigger companies did.
Right.
They don't.
Or cannot put themselves in those shoes. Like you said, that simple analogy that you just put right there, give you $1,000.
They wouldn't do it if I gave them $1,000.
Correct.
They'd go spend the $1,000 and blow it. They would. And that is the truth, man.
Yeah.
It just is. So anyway, I'm all for capitalism. I mean, I can't say it any other way. Major pro 2A guy. I love guns. I love to shoot them. I love to own them. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, we could go on all day about gun rights. Should there be tougher gun laws? That ain't for me to decide. I don't want them.
Right.
I mean, my answer would be no. I don't think they're going to help. I don't think it's going to make a lick of fucking difference.
Right.
I think if you banned AR-15s tomorrow, I would still be able to get one 2 days later.
Yeah.
It's not going to,
It's not changing.
And then, the last one is patriotism, man. I believe in our country and our flag and what that means and what we, what it stands for.
For sure.
So, I don't know. How many people you think are going to unfollow me now because I said that?
Probably a few. But that's fine.
Maybe a dozen.
Whatever.
Maybe 20.
Maybe 40 or 80. Whatever.
Shit, I lost. I think I counted them last night. It was 174 followers after we gave away that rack.
That's probably because people just don't think you're
Yeah, they were like, screw you, man. I didn't win. I'm unfollowing you.
They don't think you're cool anymore.
Jeez. Butt hurt people, man. I'm going to do another one. I'll get them all back. What are we going to give away
But
next?
did you follow them back?
Touche. You got me on that one. No, I
You
didn't.
follow for unfollow.
How would that work?
That's a slippery slope. That's a whole nother subject. Talk about the follow for
The follow, unfollow,
follow,
social
unfollow.
media?
Yeah, that's another slippery slope.
I'll be honest, man. That kind of shit goes over my head, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
That's a full-time job.
for sure. Crazy.
Do I like that either? No. You want to get me on a rant? Let's talk about that. Jeez.
Oh man.
I mean, I accept it. Do I like it? No. But it's a new age. Social media is what it is. The one thing that aggravates the shit out of me is people that treat their following like currency.
Yeah.
Which, hey, technically, for some people now, it is.
It is currency. Yeah.
Do I have to like it? No.
Right.
There's a lot of people out there that are really good and good-hearted about it.
Right.
But for every one of those, there's 5 of them that are just arrogant shitheads.
Yeah. Ruthless.
I don't know. That's why I just don't get involved in it. But
But I like how you're fired up about these topics today. It's good stuff.
I was, man. I told you. I made that post last week, and I was fucking fired up. I'm like, I'm just over all of the negativity and the distancing between people as Americans.
Good point. Good way to finish.
It's just
it.
old. It's old and it's tiring. I don't even get on Facebook that much anymore, unless my mom. The only reason that I still keep my Facebook open is because my mom's on there, and I communicate with my mother through there.
Shout out to all the moms.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that, I would delete my Facebook tomorrow. It's draining.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's so much work. I mean, different platform, it works differently than Instagram. I get it. But,
Right.
The other one that I got to start working on is TikTok. Have you even seen TikTok?
I watched one time and I felt that wormhole that I was about to go down. And
It'll suck you in.
and I quickly jumped out.
It will. Have you seen it? Are you on it? No. Gracie and Yvonne did.
I don't think we
TikTok.
have the TikTok skill in us. Like, could you see us? Like, okay, we video ourselves, like training, like you said, it's usually for like accountability. Like,
Whoa! You don't think we have the skills for TikTok?
I'm gonna throw it right out there. I think we have many skills.
I was gonna say, man, I can act
But-
pretty damn retarded without having to try too hard. Is that a politically correct term? I shouldn't use that, huh?
Yeah,
I can't use the retarded word. I don't care.
you didn't mean it in a bad way. But no, I don't know if we have the skills to pull it off. Our wives, our girlfriends, like, yeah, they probably.
You think their sense of humor is better than ours?
I'm not saying their sense of humor, but when it comes to giving a little clap in front of the camera and sliding out of the way, I think they're going to be a little bit more graceful than we are. I could see us taking.
Yeah, but I think not being graceful is part of the whole funny thing about it, though.
Maybe we should have a competition with the girls to see who can do the best
Are you taking notes, Scott?
TikTok video, same video, but all guys versus all girls. See who gets the most viewership out of it.
I am in.
And then losers got to cook brunch or something.
I am in.
Okay, like, I'm not saying I'm going to be good at TikTok, but if there's a competition involved, maybe I can get behind that.
We came out with 3 different, was it 3? Product reviews, a TikTok challenge. What else we got?
Ball caps.
Speaking of this sumbitch, damn, I could get up and run around the building. I'm like pitting and everything. I'm sweating my ass off from this thing.
Is that talking about politics or is
Right.
that energy drink? A little
Could have
combo.
been both.
A little combo.
Jesus. TikTok challenge.
TikTok challenge.
Well, it's got to be something in the gym. Like maybe.
Yeah, I think the gym could be the atmosphere, but then we got to come up with the song or the words, whatever it might be.
That app will seriously suck you in, though, man. The other night, Mother's Day, Gracie and I and Yvonne were sitting at the table having dinner, and Gracie's boyfriend was there and everything, and I made the mistake of opening up TikTok because I know Gracie's really into it, and like seriously, an hour later,
You guys are still talking about TikTok.
I'm flipping through TikTok, laughing my ass off because it is funny.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. It'll suck you in. There's some funny shit on there. And then Gracie and Yvonne start doing a TikTok. And I think whatever song they use, I heard it for 35 minutes straight, over and over. It got so bad, Patrick and I went in the other room. We're just sitting there on our phones, like, waiting for them to quit screwing around with it. But,
Mother-daughter bonding.
yeah.
That's why I said they're probably going to beat us. But whatever. We'll compete.
I don't know, man. I think just our raw talent of stupidity, I think we'll come out on
Might
top.
win over America.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Huh. You gonna get an American flag tattoo?
Tattoo. You want to go down a tattoo route? Now you want to talk about tattoos versus non-tattoos.
I was looking at the patch on your hat, and then you mentioned American again, and I'm just like, man, I'm just feeling really patriotic. I'm so caffeined up. I would
Do you
seriously
not
start.
have a flag as part of your tattoo? Is there
No, I
no
never did
flag
that.
part?
No,
Not yet.
I'm so fired up from this caffeine, though. I could start singing the national anthem right now.
I like it. Maybe Don should get a new tattoo. What do y'all think? Well, tattoo parlors are closed. Sorry.
Yeah, we can't
Back
do
to
that.
It
Social
comes- it always
distancing.
comes full circle.
Social distancing. I would trust a tattoo parlor right now over the grocery store.
They are pretty like sanitary.
That's the most sanitary place in the world.
Yeah.
If you sat in there and watched somebody get a tat, that's the most cleanliest. They have to be.
They wipe down every second.
Seriously. Every time I go to get work done, if we get up to take a break, they have to wipe everything down. They change out their equipment. Like, it's a complete overhaul every time you take a break. That's why most guys that go in there and get it, they don't want to get up because they don't want to have to wait.
Yeah, to redo. Crazy.
All right. We'll leave it at that. I don't really have any more political shit to talk about, but I don't know. The point was, stop the divide, man. We're Americans.
Yep.
That's it. Till next time. Well, there you have it. That's our 2 cents, and that's our clean truth. For more information on Clean Eats, visit www.cleaneats.com. to find Yvonne and I on social media. On Instagram, I'm Don_Verity, Varady. To find Yvonne, it's just Yvonne Verity, all lowercase. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.